Good evening. I'm JT Stevens. Welcome to Just Asking. I have a question for you tonight, my friend. When was the last time you checked in with your soul? Family and friends, let's be honest. We check our phones 100 times a day, right? But when was the last time you checked in with your soul? I admit I ignored that question for years, and it costed me my peace. And the reason I ask this question tonight, because many of us in the United States and throughout the world are dealing with some sort of mental health disorder. Did you know nearly 1 in 8 people worldwide, close to 1 billion souls, are struggling with mental health? Many are running on empty inside, even while looking fine on the outside. Friends, before we begin our healing conversation today, I want to share something that often gets lost in the noise, but matters deeply to so many people. Around the world, mental health isn't just a personal struggle. It's a global reality. Consider this, by 2019, nearly 1 in every 8 people, that's around 970 million individuals globally, were living with a mental disorder with anxiety and depression. And let's fast forward. A larger scale study revealed that by age 75, half of us, 1 in 2 people globally, are likely to experience at least one mental health disorder in our lifetime. That paints a picture of how widespread this battle is, my friends. This isn't isolated to one culture. No, it isn't isolated to one age or one race. It's universal, people. Closer to home, here in the United States, more than 1 in 5 adults, about 23%, live with a mental illness in 2022, did you know? And that number climbed even higher among young adults ages 18 to 25. Listen, people, hitting around 36%, even more concerning, many go without treatment globally. Up to 70% of those affected never received the help they needed. Can you believe that? And it's not just about numbers. It's real life. In the US, suicide remains the second leading cause of death among teens. And nearly 90% of those who die by suicide may have had some form of mental health condition. These are staggering figures, my friends. But I'm not here to overwhelm you. I'm here to offer healing for you. Because if you're here, if you've felt alone, if you've carried the weight of a silent struggle, you're not invisible. You're part of a bigger story. And that's exactly why we're here together, to share our stories, to help each other figure out an answer or to find an answer, to help each other overcome these mountains, these hurdles and barriers that may be in our way. Did you know, family, Oprah Winfrey shared how she lived for years without slowing down, hiding her traumas behind work and success. It wasn't until she started practicing silence and journaling and soul checks that she found healing. She discovered that ignoring your soul will eventually catch up with you. But listening to it can change your life. Did you hear me? But listening to your soul can change your life. One simple life adjustment. See, we check our notifications every day, nonstop, right on schedule. We check our mirrors when we peer at our reflection, or when we search and look to see what's coming on the right, left, or behind us. But how often, family, do we pause and ask ourselves, how am I really? I know for me, I used to avoid that question. How am I really? Because sometimes that answer was too heavy. But ignoring it never made it lighter. It just made me carry that burden of depression and anxiety longer. I was running, I was working, I was chasing, trying to stay strong for everybody else. And the truth was, my soul was starving. I looked okay on the outside, people. But inside, I was empty. Didn't know where to turn. Didn't know where to search. Didn't know who to ask. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you're there right now. And if you are, I want you to know from my heart, you're not the only one. There's a passage of scripture that says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? And after reading that passage, I realized that's not just about money or success. It's about neglecting the deepest part of you, the part that feels peace, the part that carries pain, and the part that longs for healing. And it's about when we neglect to listen to our hearts when we're feeling troubled, to help us to win that battle that may be raging within. So I like to leave you with a challenge, or maybe just an exercise you can try. But what I want you to do tonight before you go to sleep, I want you to take some time and sit on the edge of your bed and sit in silence for about 2 minutes. And I want you to put your hand on your chest and ask, "Soul, how are you?" Sit in silence for 2 minutes with your hand on your chest, eyes closed, and ask, "Soul, how are you?" And upon asking that question, don't rush the answer. Just listen. Just listen. Write down whatever comes up, whatever arises out of your soul, even if it's messy. And then, when you have time, I would like you to drop one word in the comments that describe your soul right now. Because most importantly is that someone else may be in the exact same place. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to talking to you again soon. May peace enter into your heart. May understanding and wisdom settle within your mind. And may the love of God bubble and spill out from you, that all shall know whom you are. I thank you. Hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you like the content, and I look forward to seeing you again. Hey, I'm JT Stevens, and this is Just Asking.